We go on our event. We're going to see a concert. And we're going to see Metallica live. Now, yeah, I totally tricked my wife. You know, I played the slow song. Nothing else matters.
Oh, I like that song. It's not so scary.
Yeah, see? They changed. They evolved. So we get to the show, all right? And we get there, we sit down, I forget. I'm domesticated now. She's like, is there a brochure? I'm like, all right. We're looking around the stadium, brochure, whatever. Now, here's when you know you're too old to be going to concerts. First of all, the name of the bands is already a tragic mistake. Here's the opener. So you ready for this? Just the names. Anthrax, Megadeth, and Slayer. Okay, all right. Did you hear? All right. You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? Let me tell you something about Slayer fans. That was the scariest time of my life when the Slayer fans showed up. That's the first time I feared my own race. I'm not even kidding you. I feared my own race. They looked like the extras from Lord of the Rings. Right before Slayer came out, someone came out and... Release the Slayer fans. And they came out of nowhere, under the ground, tattooing their faces.
Slayer! We're here to witness Slayer!
And I'm hovering my wife, like, everything's gonna be okay. We're only gonna be on for like 15 minutes. Slayer, Slayer! We're gonna be safe. So Slayer's about to go on right before Metallica. The lights go out. Now, I forget I'm domesticated, so when the lights go out of the show, I still get that giddy feeling. The show's starting. Because I'm used to, you know, beauty and the beast. Why are they so mean to the beast?
It'll get better, Daddy.
So... So the lights go out, and I hear, and is there a train coming? And I turn around, and there's about 500 Slayer fans, and they're heading right for the stage, and they're not using the aisles to get there. Chairs are being flung, people flying up in the air. And I looked at my wife like, every man for himself. You know?
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. I got news for you, pal. You ain't leading but two things right now. Jack and shit. Jack left town. Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
What was that ruckus? What ruckus? I was just in my office and I heard a ruckus.
Describe the ruckus, sir.
Does this mean we're not friends anymore? I'm in my prime.
You're mine. Ain't it cool?
First you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow. Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
What up, everyone? DJ Anubis.
And DJ Neko.
Here with you on the Meltdown Radio Podcast with another edition of the Classic Reflections. This time, doing, what year was this one? 1999's Sonic Jihad from Snake River Conspiracy. And have you ever heard this record before?
I only know one song by Snake River Conspiracy.
Which one was it?
Oh, that remake.
Okay, so it's How Soon Is Now by the Smiths. Okay.
Yes.
Yep, so she is familiar a little bit with them. Yeah, so funny enough, on this record they did 5 covers.
Oh!
So they did one by T-Ride, by The Cure, and then 2 by Running with Scissors, and of course Smith's cover. But beside that, they have 2 songs on here that have samples from movies. And so the first one, obviously, was Breed, which is taken from Jerry Goldsmith and Planet of the Apes. It was funny because I didn't know that initially, but when I ended up watching Planet of the Apes some time ago, I heard the bass line. I was like, oh my God, that's Snake River. Like that's what they were taking that from. Second one is a song that I actually just did a soundbite for Silver Screen Savants when we did the review for The Man with the Golden Gun. I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool because I make these like 2-minute clips towards the end to kind of make a tribute to the movie that we're reviewing. So I took Strangled because it always had that James Bond vibe to me, and I found out, of course, that it borrows from Goldfinger. So
Goldfinger.
Yeah, so it has that very da da, so. But this album, man, when I first heard it, the first song I ever heard or video was Vulcan, which is the heaviest song on the record. And so I didn't know what really to expect when I started listening to the rest of it. So it's got like a bit of an industrial rock, sort of pop vibe about it, that sort of like Garbage or Nine Inch Nails at the time is 90s, peak 90s there, basically. It only consisted of Tobey Torres and I think his name's Jason Slater. They had a couple other people that kind of guessed it on it. But for a pair to kind of create what they did was very, very cool. So we're going to get into their record, and we're going to get, of course, Neko's opinions on each song. The way we do this is we listen to the entire record song by song and then comment after each song about how we felt about it and what the impact that it might be for us as listeners. So are you ready to embark?
I am ready to embark. I remember when we listened to Who Is They or Who
They,
yeah, that was great because I did not know much about the band, and I was just excited to hear, like, and then we just got to talk to them, and we totally got to hear the whole concept from beginning to end and understood. So again, I like the cover of the Smiths, so I'm hoping that I like the girl's voice a lot too.
Yeah, she's got a great voice. I actually have a feeling that Neko's going to like this album a lot because it's really just not what you'd expect. And so let's go ahead and kick it off with Breed, which is the opener, which has that bass line from Planet of the Apes. But the lyrics are great, and let's go for it.
All right.
Spoken like a souvenir, touch of
say Neko is feeling kind of down that I've never given this album a full listen, because I already like it. Even if it's this song and How Soon Is Now, it's going the right way for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've kind of reading up a little about it. So Slater, who was there from the beginning, kind of... he passed away in 2020 from liver failure.
Oh, that sucks.
But in 2023, Tobey and I guess this guy Mitch Doran, the guitarist, they're both that last name. I don't know if they're brother and sister or married. I don't know. So I'm not sure about that. Maybe people can enlighten me about what the relationship is there with that. But they announced they were going to do some new music, but then also in 2022, Mitchell alleged that Jason had stolen several compositions that were written by other members of Conspiracy that ended up going elsewhere.
Oh, shit. This is like a whole thing.
Yeah. So, and that's the funny thing about the band is that I never understood, like, because the album was so good, they never got around to really do anything else. And so, obviously it's sometimes very difficult to follow up a really great record with something else, to do the sophomore blues or whatever you want to call it. But with all the other turmoil, you can kind of understand like why it might have been such a headache for them to finally get on the same page. And even now, like, it's 2025 and I still haven't seen anything new from the band. So I still kind of hope for new music because like you said, Tobey's got a great voice. And I really enjoy the music from Sonic. So we'll go into track number 2. It's called Casualty, and we'll check it out.
All right. again, I am just shocked I did not spend any time with this album, except for How Soon Is Now. And that was really because when you and I first met back in 2002,
Under her breath,
23 years ago, he was in, for all you young folk out there, he used to burn me mixed CDs of songs that he thought I would like, and it would be a variety of different bands, not all metal, not all pop, not all like rock. It would be a bunch of different stuff. And then sometimes he would be like, oh, I know you really like Judas Priest, so, you know, here are my favorite Judas Priest songs, and we can get into that later, because there was shit that I didn't even realize Judas Priest had released, because I didn't realize that they continued as long as they have been up until now.
right?
So this band, he had on kind of like a poppier mix CD, and I really liked that one song, and we were like, you know, vibing to it, but now that I'm hearing this, it's like, this is a really talented band, and if you're talking about like the behind the scenes conspiracies and the stealing of music and stuff, it's really a shame, because, and it's also, this music does really speak to the late 90s, early 2000s vibe of music, but also I personally feel like it's not too alternative, that if you were this last song, it sounded very familiar. I've probably heard it before, but I just, it has like a, I don't want to, because it's classic Reflections, almost like a classic, you know, vibe.
Yeah, well, it's very nostalgic. Plus, it's interesting because you and I, over the last, I don't know, 5 to 10 years, mainly like 5 or so years, been focusing, at least myself, and I know you've been doing it because you were on a ship for a while. This is like early vibe of like Chelsea Wolfe or Iris and stuff like that, where it's got the synthesizers and the very monotonic female vocals that are, I don't know, like when you think of the dronage almost. It's not super drone because this is more a bit industrial, but like it just it has that very kind of early vibe. So they're kind of ahead of our time there with that, you know, even though Nine Inch Nails and stuff like that was around then. This is from a female front perspective. It has that very early Chelsea Wolfe vibe about it. So the next track we got is the first of a cover, and this one's from a band called T-Ride, which I'm not too familiar with, but the song is called You and Your Friend.
You and your friend.
Think I
this is DJ Neko of Metal Tavern Radio, reporting back with my feelings on the Snake River Conspiracy CD that I never listened to when I was 19 years old. I would like to say, I am sad because I can see myself in my powder blue Dodge Omni with all the stickers and the cow print seat covers, and, you know, with no power steering or power brakes, and it only went 50 miles per hour at best, with my really special CD player that my dad put in for me because my alternator went up and it ruined the regular radio, so he put in a CD player for me. Popping in this with your CDs up on your visor. This is like totally what my vibe would have been at 19. Like, I always have been a lover of alternative rock, but also a lover of metal and like pop, and even like the 90s rap was really big for me. I felt like the 90s had so many crossover music styles.
Yeah.
I mean, think about like Body Count.
Yeah.
You know, or just like remember when Limp Bizkit and Method Man did their crossover. So you
Or like the same soundtrack, you had David Bowie doing almost industrial crossover stuff on that. The thing about this song too, though, is even though it's a cover, like lyrically in the song title, it reminds me so much of Typo Nega's "My Girlfriend's Girlfriend."
Oh yeah,
because they have the similar like polyamorous relationships and stuff like that. So they're talking about alternative lifestyles and, you know, swinging and whatever else we're going to call it, basically. But yeah, I always, again, like, yeah, this record is really a lot of fun. It goes a little bit from little poppy stuff to industrial to rock, and it's got a lot of things it's covering. So the next one we got again is another cover, of course. This one by The Cure, and it's called Love Song.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
When
Alright, the cover of Love Song.
I will always love you. Like, I totally heard the
main lyric, and they changed it up a bit too, because I wouldn't, if I had heard that, I would have never known it was a Cure song.
Well, I like how they made it their own too.
Right, exactly. Yep.
All right, so what track are we on now?
We are on track 5, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is a Running with Scissors cover. Now, they were apparently a band that existed around the early 90s as well. Mm-hmm. But I'm not familiar with them at all. But this song is called Act Your Age.
I don't know the song, but
But, yeah, let's check it out.
adores you, mother rewards you, kissing you on the cheek. Some faded picture of you and your sister on the first day of school. So an angel has your name.
I think Neko's trying to tell somebody they're wrong on the internet. All I hear is like.
I am. I'm. What we were discussing off air. But combine that with me being, 1999, partying like it's 1999 on my dial-up internet back when I was younger. I think it was Prodigy I had. I had Prodigy.
Firestarter.
No Prodigy internet.
But that's another one that was along the same lines, doing industrial and rock and metal a little bit here and there. But yeah.
But it gives me the same vibe because, don't you remember the early years of the internet? That's what you would do. You pop on a CD. You chat with your friends. Now the internet is just insane. It's oversaturated, with life in general. It's good and bad because there's been some really cool things that I've been able to do. Even in the early 2000s, remember, I finished my bachelor's degree online, which is very cool. But, I feel that it's just everywhere now and oversaturated, and before you had to have a little bit of common sense and a little bit of understanding. Now the internet is just geared for dummies and children, and that's why there is a new lawsuit out there. I don't know how successful this is going to be. I almost put your name in, but for people who are addicted to playing, online games,
right? I don't know if I'm addicted to it. I mean, I play, but...
I'm just teasing you, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
They say that there are some kids who get so addicted that they have no possibility of... First off, bad parenting. Second off, I feel like, there's got to be a little bit of accountability, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that people who are our age, when you hear some of these nostalgic sounds, you start to remember
the time period.
Yeah, when you were doing stuff on the internet, I always joke, you and I are older than Google. If you wanted to go on a search engine back in the day, you needed to know how to do the wild cards. If you want to ask Google something, I do it all the time. I'm where is the closest Mexican restaurant? And it knows my location. But if you would do that back in the past, you'd have to be quotation marks Mexican, quotation marks restaurant, quotation marks Delaware. You would really have to understand. And when I was in college, even in the late 90s, when I was in college, there were a lot of I took a lot of legal classes. And there's something called LexisNexis, and that was all online. It wasn't smart search. It was you needed to understand how to use these things. And nowadays it's just but I really am getting the old school feels from this, and it's making me happy. But I'm also thinking back to when I was in my late teens, early 20s, just the amount of what's the right word? I just had so much excitement for the future, and I was very motivated and stuff, and something I'm talking about now with my sister, and I don't see the same kind of excitement and motivation in people. I think about myself back when I was 19, 20, 21, the stuff that I did and the stuff that I tried and learned, and I guess maybe it's indicative of the times now that it was very different back then, and you had to have a lot more drive and to get to where you needed to be, and it's easier to be a little bit lazier now and still kind of get by. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just me having my little soapbox moment. I am loving this, especially because it's something I know I would have blasted in my powder blue Dodge Omni.
Well, our next track is an original piece. It's called More Than Love.
Ooh. I really like that.
Yeah, I mean, the album flows very nicely together. Every one song into the other one. Like I said, really, when it gets to Vulcan, it really is the only change up. But even Vulcan by itself is like an amazing track. But it's kind of like odd out of all the other ones because of how much heavier it is.
I absolutely feel, again, 19. I am whisked back into my, it's like my first car. It's just a little crappy.
Well, you can hear the 90s influence in there.
It was just such a good, I feel like I had a great life so far. And like each decade or each season of my life is, stuff will always suck, right? Like, there's always been sucky stuff, and I've had a lot of sucky stuff lately. I mean, really, really stressful. I mean, everything that we've done since, last summer with getting the house ready to sell, selling the house, the stress, moving. I did not realize the morning that we were, like, the truck was coming, I was, like, having panic attacks. Like, like, I didn't think it was going to be that stressful, and I'm just, like, grabbing bags and stuffing shit in, and you did the whole, like...
Yeah, that was...
I did not realize how...
Because even by the time they took all the stuff, the big stuff, I was like... I still had all this other little stuff I had to, like, figure out if I'm just going to toss it or throw it in the vehicle, my own vehicle.
It was just so much, and then we get down here, and...
Yeah, you're like, hurry up and get here.
They were stressing me out. They're
at first I thought I was going to have to wait. Like, I told
that was so funny. You're like, do I have to stay here till 5?
Because I cleaned up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, man, it's only like 2 o'clock or something, and because I thought I had to be there for them to
do the walkthrough.
Yeah.
No,
you're like, nope. And I'm like, oh, I'm out of here then.
I just, and these are all happy, stressful things, and then we had sad, stressful things with my dad, and my mom got really sick recently, but when you can start connecting, like, things like this, it brings back that happy nostalgia, and I'm hoping, 20 years from now, we're both still healthy, and we put something to this time in our life, because this really did start out as a really good memory for us, moving, to a new state.
Well, it was much needed.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping, as we are here for the rest of our lives, or for as long as we need to be, we have something that when we turn on a CD, or who the fuck knows what it'll be 20 years from now, and we'll go, man, remember when we moved from Maryland to Delaware? It was just such a time of our life, and we live very close to a lot of beaches and stuff, so there's so much for us to do as the weather gets warmer. We're gonna go around in our bathing suits and scare all the people, and we don't give a fuck. We're gonna be out there. I'm gonna buy my Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville cruiser with the cup holder, and he's gonna get a much more manly bike than that, and we're gonna ride the bike trails, and we're gonna go have lunch, and it's going to be great. And that's what I feel like this CD, when I hear it, it takes me back, 25 years very easily, because of the vibe. Like, it puts me back, and I know I was stressed out back then, or there was things that upset me, and you knew some of the really upsetting things, because you and I have known each other now
long time,
for 23 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you met me when I was still in my early 20s, and you caught, like, the glimpses of the stuff that was upsetting me back then. Just because things upset me back then doesn't mean it wasn't overall, like, a good time for me. And this whole CD so far has put me, the band Garbage, like, this kind of has that feel, and I was really into the band Garbage back then.
Girl.
Yes. How much I would just Sublime, I just pop it in. I want for us sometime in the near future, especially as it gets warmer, that we just get in the car and listen to music and explore our new area, and just drive down streets that we don't know and follow signs. Oh, this way to Bethany Beach. Okay, let's go. Let's see what's down that road, because there's maybe a really cool restaurant or a really cool store. That's what this CD is making me feel. It's like...
Yeah, and this next track is definitely my favorite from it.
Oh, yeah?
It's the one that I said has the Goldfinger sample out of it. I still wish if they do Bond going forward, we talked about this in an action film Autopsy the other night with Samurai Guy and Rick Myers, that, Amazon now owns the rights to the James Bond franchise, so hopefully they don't fuck it up. But
they do? I missed that. Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, no.
But, Rick had a great point. He's like, if Amazon is smart, because there was a lot of directors that wanted to take on a James Bond film. So we're talking like Christopher Nolan, or we're talking like Quentin Tarantino.
I say no to both of them. I don't think they could.
Well, no, but Rick, his idea was great. He's like, Amazon could just simply do this. We don't have to worry about a Bond doing 5 films. We don't need one guy. They can take, Amazon can go, Quentin, you got a Bond film. Choose who you want as Bond. Make your film. We'll see if you like it or don't like it. Christopher Nolan, do the same. And that means even if Christopher said, I think I want Idris Elba. I think I'm going to put him as my Bond.
I think I want Idris Elba as well.
So rather than worry about choosing one dude for 5 films, like they can just take certain stories out of the Bond franchise or even other Bonds, so like 008, 004, and make your own. And I thought Rick had a pretty good idea with that. And if they did, this song I wish would show up on one of these soundtracks.
All right, well let's get to that.
Even though it's not brand new, but it's got the whole vibe, and I know Missy will hear it in there. So this is called Strangled.
Lonely
that's the thing, like, with no disrespect to former Bond songs within the last couple of films, like, I just think this is a much better song and much more vibe-ish. Like, it's always saying, like, the Bond films that I generally like often have like really great Bond themes, and that's kind of like
that's
the
what
weird...
it sounds like. It's like,
yeah,
this could be a Bond theme. Like, if you take, what was the name of the song?
Strangled.
Okay, James Bond in Strangled, and that could be I mean, like, 'cause that's what they normally do. Is they're like the name of the for
like,
your eyes only. Okay,
yeah.
so now the song
Live
is
and Let Die,
yeah,
etc.
So take this, make it the Bond song, and let that just
be like a Snake River resurgence.
Oh God! Then what? Then they're all going to be fighting in lawsuits. Of
Well, it's
whose
just the
song
two
is...
of them now. So Slater passed, of course, but yeah, who knows, man? Like, that'd be kind of fun though. So the next song is called "Oh Well." It's another Running with Scissors cover. So they must have really liked that band to do two covers on this record. But again, I'm not super familiar with the band, original band. So did you even recognize the first song they did? Actor Age? Yeah, see, I didn't recognize it, but it's still nice. It's a cool track, but this is called "Oh Well" from Running with Scissors.
Yes, I can hold your hand.
Like, I'm curious, like, how the original versions of those songs are, because I've never heard of the Running with Scissors band, so, like, I'd be curious how...
No, I've heard of them. I just don't know them that well, and I'm trying to really... There was, like, a Running with Scissors song that was pretty popular when I was younger, and this whole album, like I'm saying, my brain... So you know how some people, they say, like, their memories are triggered by, like, smell... Like, me, it's sounds, like, vibe. Like, this is a vibe. And when I was in high school, I went to a school that was a visual and performing arts school, and I was in the photography program, and I was in the dance program. And all you youngsters back in the day, photography was not digital. It was...
Sorry, I just had to check that. I had a question for Reggie.
Oh, no. So, like, I don't know if a lot of people understand, like, the amount of work and preparation it takes to develop film and then develop an actual picture. And, you know, a lot of the
Wait, hold on. Sidestepping her.
That's Samurai Gaming. I named the page, goddammit, I can't say it. Because it's free, and I've never, don't kill me, chat, but I've never played a hero shooter before. So, this is going to be my first hero shooter. So, hopefully I like it. It looks fun. It looks like
So, for those that are listening in, Samurai Guy, he's talking with a Radical Reggie, who is a gamer, and so I was just curious if Reggie had played Marvel Rivals, which is a free Marvel game, fighting game, so apparently Samurai has never played it, so I'd be curious how he feels about it. But yeah, that was a side thing. I'm just kind of watching because Samurai was doing his fat pickups where he got a bunch of DVDs, and he was sort of like an unboxing, and he's doing it live.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's what he's doing with Reggie right now. Anyway, back to our topic at hand.
Back to what I was saying with my nostalgia brain.
Yep.
So,
nostalgia brain.
It's my nostalgia brain. Like, you know, when it took a lot of work to create a photograph, and we would be in the dark room and just always playing music, and we would share music. Like, it would be one person, it would be their turn for the CD player, and another person to be on the CD player, and it just silly things, like just knowing how long you need to expose the film, and how long you need to do this, and how long, and something like this, I cannot believe we didn't share this back when I was still, you know, in high school. I just cannot believe that this album did not cross my path, because this would be like a whole just vibe. I wish I could take this album back in time and put it in the CD player for my senior year of high school.
I don't have a DeLorean that can do that. Back to the Future.
I did hear that there was a whole shipment of plutonium that was stolen recently, though. So we can do a video on that if you want. Like, there's a lot of shit going down that, you know. Anyway, back to my nostalgia brain and this beautiful, beautiful CD that I am so happy we're listening to.
Yeah, so the next track is called Somebody Hates You, and the lyrics are great. Someone just like, this is the coolest party that I've been to, shake your hand and kiss your ass. Other great things like, and Neko probably relate to this, I can't take this anymore, another life, another night, drunk and passed out on the floor. I smell the arrogance from across the room, pasty skin and heroin. So
no
they
heroin
were really
for me.
part of. Yeah, she wasn't doing quite that.
I'm not. My biggest thing was, you know,
I do cocaine.
Dr. Roxo.
Oh shit!
What?
We got to get working on that outfit.
Oh my god. So yeah, no, maybe not. All right. So into the next track. Yeah, I know. Somebody Hates You.
feel to it as well.
I kind of felt like it had more of like the Three's Company sitcom vibe. Da 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 da.
It was kind of sitcom-y.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
maybe Austin Powers.
That too. Yes. Yep. And that was right around the same time they were making those movies too. So.
Oh, Austin Powers. They could have done so much.
Well, they can't get away with this shit now.
No.
Too risque.
No. I mean, like, even with, if they're calling Ace Ventura, like...
Yeah.
I'm like, the joke is there's a criminal in hiding, right? Yeah. Like, that's the joke.
It's hurting the cause. No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's a criminal.
You're allowed to have
in
jokes
hiding
about everybody. Nobody's off limits. I always hate that.
I know.
But we're getting into the hardest track.
All right, I'm ready for that.
Album. This is the one that actually got me to discover the band. It was a video I'd seen when MTV still played videos. And like I said, it's the heaviest track on there. It's also the angriest track on there in terms of lyrical content and Tobey's, vocal style and everything. But it's still very good. It's really kind of weird because it is kind of like the odd song out compared to the rest of the record, but at the same time it still fits. So it's one of those weird things, those weird dynamics. But this song is called Vulcan.
All right, let me hear it.
You fucking faggot!
angry.
She angry. She
You
ain't.
think your life sucks now? Now it's really gonna suck with me.
She's like, I ain't putting up with yo shit anymore.
Right.
I'm done with you.
I am done with you.
And then she's like, mic drop.
Big time. Yep.
I really like that, honestly, because I like the heavier stuff, you know that, and I think this just rounds out the album nicely. Like, you know, this is back in a time when people were really conscientious about their album song placement. They were conscientious about, like, what their album art was. Everything had, like, a purpose. And we can think about that as, you know, when you go back further, even like into the 60s and 70s, you see like the conceptions, like let's take a really obvious one, like the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's. Like, it had like a beginning, middle, and end for a reason, and they had the artwork and stuff. It carried on for a really long time before just getting a single. Like, now, from like 2010 until now, I feel like the single off of a song or off of an album is what you're really putting over, not like the whole album concept. And I can really feel that they wanted an album concept. They wanted you to have like a ride. And I also see where they're taking their covers and they're making them their own, so they don't feel like you're doing like an exact karaoke replica version of what you're hearing. You know, a lot of times we see these covers and and I know this wasn't a cover, but but you know what I mean? Like, you see these covers and it's like they're trying to be exactly the same as the original, and it never works, especially when you're covering some bands that people or artists that people find beloved. So if you're gonna do a cover, make it your style, and that's what they've done on this album, like 100%.
Yep. Which leads us to the final track on the record, which is a cover by the Smiths, the one that Neko said that she'd first heard from this record. It's also one of those tracks that's been covered by a lot of bands, and really at the time, like, I remember this band that's much heavier, generally over its course of metal years, Paradise Lost, but they were during this phase where they were doing this more industrial goth, softer version of themselves at the time. But they did a cover of this song, to which it ended up being the theme song put into the series Charmed for a while.
It was.
So, but this song has also been covered by bands like Everclear, Quicksand, who were also alternative rock bands from the same era. But of course here Snake River did it, and Snakes actually got recognized by the Smiths originally. Like, it was more of the more well-known covers. It did very well in terms of a single. So it's really kind of cool that they stood out even with just that. But again, the fact that the band never went on to do anything else is pretty amazing. But this record, to me, and I know we'll talk a little more after the song's done about how it's kind of stood the test of time in terms of the record itself. But here is the last track on the record, cover song of the Smiths, How Soon Is Now.
Between
about it.
I know. I love that song. I don't have much to say except for I love that song.
So your overall feeling of Sonic Jihad?
It's a very weird name for the album.
Yeah.
But I love every song on this album. Like, again, I would like the DeLorean and the shipment of plutonium, and I'd like to go back in time and wake up and have this in my CD player, and I wish I would have known about it. And that's what really sucks sometimes, because...
Well, that's what's good about this show, because even when we did the very first one, which was They, you had never even heard of the band. You really enjoyed the record. You actually found a way to hunt down the band.
I did. I was like, I'm getting on here. I'm connecting.
Now your task is, can you find Tobey Torres and company and have them maybe find a way for me to talk to them, because you can use your skills in that, right?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, see? And that's a great thing. Like, I would love to be able to talk to Toby about this and, you know, have them listen to our...
How does she spell her name?
It's Tobey Torres, and then Doran is last name, because I think she might be either married or... Mm-hmm. Which I think it is a marriage. I think Mitchell is her husband, I think.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. View profile.
But anyway,
songwriter.
Coming up on the Metal Tavern Radio podcast. So, this week, for those that follow the channel, Wednesday, two things going on. My Kaiju Spotlight is continuing with Ulven as we do the King Kong Spotlight there.
So, are you guys 100% going, like, in order with everything, or...
Well, no. I basically I got done with my first batch like a month or so ago.
Okay.
So then I just listed some more Kaiju, and then again I've got, you know, some people returning to do them with me. Ulven, this is his first time doing one with me, and then Alzilla did Gamera with me, so he was the first time.
Cool.
So I'm trying to mix it up and get some people that I haven't done these with yet, and to get them to come try this. Century is going to do some more with me, etc. But yeah, we're doing King Kong on Wednesday, and then later in the evening, The Ghouls of Midnight, which will be Tony's pick. We're doing Nothing But Trouble, which is like a dark comedy. Then on Friday, the Retro Movie Show, and I think you told me you might want to be a part of this, because I know Century does.
Point Break.
Yep, for Kevin Lambert's Entertainment Headquarters.
So we need to watch that, like, now.
We will. I don't know about now, but we have all week. But
no, I don't have all week.
But then, that's true. Saturday, the Silver Screen Savant, my pick will be, for the later in the evening, will be Escape from New York, starring Kurt Russell. So a lot of cool things coming up. I'm not as quite as busy this week as I usually am, thank God, but definitely wanted to get some stuff in there, and I will definitely let Kevin know that NECA wants to be part of the Point Break.
Well, Kevin's my best friend, so he'll let me be on it.
Of course he will. He will make room for you. Anyhow, thank you all for listening. Leave us your comments. I'll have this up on YouTube, obviously, and as well as Podbean. And if you have any feelings on the album, let us know. And NECA will try to see if she can hunt down the band members. And
I 100% am. Like, I'm going to be Tobey Torres official. I'm going to follow her. Oh, her account is private. I wonder if she'll let me be her friend.
Well, yeah, if you explain to her who you are, and then tell her that, like, if you want to wait, I'll get this uploaded, and then you can send her the link.
She looks really cool, too. Like,
yes. I don't know how old that is, but...
Recent.
Okay. Still looks good. I mean, she's a vampire.
Do you think so?
She looks similar to what she did back in the day.
At Snake River Conspiracy, so they're still, like, doing it.
Yeah.
They've only got... All right, we got to do better for Snake River Conspiracy. On Instagram, they only have 2,200 followers.
That's weak.
That is
weak. They need
weak.
more. And the funny thing is, when I advertised that we were doing this reflection, people were like, yes, I love this record. So... hopefully people will check it out, and if they haven't heard
wow, Toby and Morrissey from back in the day.
Yeah.
So, you know, I feel like she'll appreciate this if we can. So get this uploaded. I will send her a message, and then I'll be like, listen, if you have availability, we would love to have an interview with you. I mean, we've had some great people respond to us with interviews.
Yeah, it could be a video interview.
Norman Skinner.
Yeah, Forbidden.
Oh my God, Norman! We were so excited to meet you at Maryland Death Fest.
Leather from Leather Band or Leather. She was fun.
Oh my God, she was adorable too. Because
Yeah.
she's like, "What do you think about my hair?" And like she was just being so
She's
fun.
still so much rock. All right, well, we're out of here, and we'll see you next time on the Meltorian Podcast. Tally ho.
Tally ho. How about stay metal?
Stay metal.
Stay metal.